Okay, so we're going to look at place value. This is something that I guarantee every teacher has a problem with. It's very weird to understand. Place value is a very abstract meaning. It's just, you can't really put your hands on it kind of a thing. It's something that you just have to literally understand. So I'm going to show you one of the couple of things that my students struggle with. And the main thing that they struggle with is moving around inside the place value. Like if I asked, this digit versus this digit next to it, what kind of a move is that? So in order to show you that, we're going to look at these actual place values first and see what they are. So this is your hundredths place. That would be like your pennies. This is your tenths place, so your dimes. Then we have the 1 holes, the 10 holes, 100 holes. Then we get into 1,000. I'll abbreviate. We'll go ahead and write the whole thing. And then 10,000, 100,000. And we get into our million. So this will be 1 million. Just for this, I'm going to stop at 1 million. I think that's plenty for what I'm trying to show you. But after that, you would have 10 million, 100 million, then the billions would start. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. If I give you a number like 6,092,234 with 7 hundredths. Okay, so saying this number, this is 6,092,294, and so don't forget that your decimal is actually the word and. A lot of people say that wrong. They'll say, I have $142 or I have $1,050. That's actually wrong. The and is the decimal place value. So unless you have change, you should never be saying the word and. Okay, that's another video. So for this, the two that I want to look at here are these two. Knowing what's happening with those twos next to each other. So if I said that this 2 was in the A position and this 2 was in the B position, and somebody asked me to move from, what's happening here? From B to A. Okay, so if I went from B to move to A, you have to think about what's happening. So I have a 2 in the 100 versus a 2 in the 1,000. So if I went from this 2 right here and asked, well, if I moved it to this 2, what kind of a jump is that? Well, the first question to ask yourself is, okay, if I move to the left, is that place value actually bigger? And the answer is yes. If I move any of these numbers to the left spot, they're going to get bigger. And each time we move to the left one spot, it is a times 10 move. So each one of these is a times 10 move. So to get from the 2 to the hundreds to the 2 in the thousands, that means that that is a times 10 move, so that the A2 is 10 times bigger than the B2. Okay? I can also flip that. So I could say, let's move from the A to the B. Okay, so if I move from the A to the B, that's actually going the opposite way. So if I go the opposite way, and I'm asking you to move from the A to the B this time. So now I'm actually moving to the right. Okay, so the right direction. So meaning this direction. Well, you'll notice now that every time I move to the right, they're actually getting smaller. So a while ago, it was times 10, which was a move to the left. So we're going to say that to go to the right, it's actually times a 1/10, moving to the right. And times 1/10 is basically another way of saying divide by 10. So these are the same thing. Okay? So each time I move to the right, divide by 10 to get to this spot right here. So 1/10 of a million would be 100,000. 1/10 of a 100,000 would be a 10,000. So if I look at my A2 to get to the B2, 1/10 of the 1,000ths place is going to be the hundredths place. So to get from here to here, I can say this is a divide by 10 move to get there, or you could say it's actually times a 1/10, which is the same thing. Okay, multiplying by a fraction is going to be a way to get something smaller. So times 1/10 and divide by 10 are the same thing. So let me show you one more of these real fast, and I'm going to make this one a little more easy to understand so there's not stuff everywhere. Let's try this number. Okay, so 66,864. Notice I did not say the word and. It's not 66,864. It is 66,864. There is no decimal, so we do not say the word and. All right, so let's go from this 6 to that 6, and let's ask what's happening. Well, I know that this is the 1,000ths place, so I'll put a 1 with a T, and this is the 10,000ths place. So to get from the 1,000ths place to the 10,000ths place, that is a times 10 move. Okay, so this is 10 times bigger than this one. All right, now let's go the opposite way, and then I'm going to show you what happens if we move more than one time. So let's look at the two 6's again, and this time we'll look at going this direction. Okay, so now it went from the 10,000ths place to the 1,000ths place, so it is getting smaller. So we could say that that is a times 1/10 move, or it is a divide by 10 move. So I know that this right here going to this right here, it's getting smaller. Okay, so this 6 right here is a 1/10 of this 6 right here. All right, so let me show you now what happens if we move it 2 places away, because everything we've been doing is 1 place away. So we're going to look at 2 places now, and I'm going to look at these 6's this time. So let's look at these 6's real quick. Let's go with the red pen. Okay, we're going to look at this 6 and this 6 right here now. So this is actually my 10's place. So every time we move 1 space to the left or 1 space to the right, it's always a times 10. But if we do more than one move, the 10 gets multiplied by another 10. So this would actually be 2 moves. So this would be a divide by 10 and another divide by 10. And the power of 10 times 10 is 100. So from here to here would be a divide by 100, because we move 2 times, and every move is a power of 10, and 10 times 10 is 100. If I go the opposite direction and ask about the bigger place values, let me erase that real fast. It's going to be the exact thing, except instead of divided by 10 or times 100, 100th, it's going to be times that number, a whole number. So let's go with red again. So if we go from here to here, once again, it's still 2 places. It's 1 jump and 2 jumps away. So this is times 10, and this is times 10. And we know 10 times 100, 10 times 10 is 100. So if I go from the 10's place to the 1,000 place, it's 2 jumps, 2 moves, so that is a times 100 move. And I could keep going with this. 3 moves would be times 1,000. 4 moves would be times 10,000. Every time you move, another move is just adding another 0. So every time you move, you're either adding a 0 or taking a 0 away. I hope this helps. Place value is kind of a hard thing. It's just a lot of practice, a lot of drill, and a lot of understanding, and a lot of asking questions when you don't understand something. So hopefully this didn't confuse you too much. But just know that when you move to the right, you're getting smaller by a divide by 10 each time. And when you move to the left, you're actually doing a times 10 each time. And every move you make is another power of 10 that adds another 0 to that. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.